Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. Just going to go through a few different topics. Of course, Trump is still going to be the topic of choice, and then there's weather in South America. And then at the very end, I'll just get into a deep dive on wheat. If you guys have gotten my video in the past and I don't always send it out to everyone, just subscribe and follow whatever on YouTube. What was covered in Trump's second day in office, and there's still going to be a whole slew of things, and realize that he tries to keep everybody on his toes, especially if it's mainstream media. But here, some of the things that he did talk about was the infrastructure investment into AI, DEI. Employees were all given administrative leave immediately, so trying to end the whole DEI in the federal government. So and in immigration, more pressure on immigration, of course. And then what he also did, and I think it was late the night before, pardons for everyone at the January 6th, which is just unbelievable. Some of those actually did result in some deaths of some of the Capitol police officers there. So yeah. Anyway. So fresh tariffs, and I think I mentioned this just at the beginning here, but there's also just to kind of talk about what was in the fine print, and in the fine print in his memorandum, it actually talked about a review all the way up to April 1st, and in there, just talking about evaluating the where to put the tariffs and to who. So there could be some longer timelines than the February 1st, but again, expect the unexpected with Trump. Here's some softer tones mentioned in this Reuters article, but think just again, expect the unexpected. So here I just using some of the things that I'm paying attention to. Just where is this planting versus harvest? Things are starting to happen already in Brazil because of the size of the country. European Union on canola or rapeseed. This is what's happening here. So it's all planted. Now we're in the growing mid-year winter cycle, which it doesn't break it out, and then there's a growth cycle. And usually it's let's call it 110 to 120 days. So you back that up from harvest depending on what country you're in. Russia, just and this is what I'm going to maybe point out is what size of the crop is actually winter crop versus spring wheat crop. So just as you note here, the winter crop is 72% of the crop that comes from Russia and in the wheat and the problems that they're having. Now, it's a bit early to call out problems as it's still in the winter mode as well. Just where is the rain falling in the next 2 weeks, or sorry, next week? There's still a little bit lighter rainfall in that area where there is the potential for some issues. Now, is that what the market is reading into on soybeans? I don't know. I think corn is probably doing most of the work because you get another look at a different weather service, and it looks like there's some there. And you look at the like the root zone moisture drought indicator from Grace NASA. There is there's pockets everywhere, but Argentina is a bit dry. Just put this map up because of the snowfall and the record historic Gulf Coast snow and frost. That's likely to hit some of the markets here too, especially in the form of fuels and stuff like that. So canola is slightly up $1.50 to $2.50. Rapeseed is down a little wee bit, so that our catch up might actually happen a little wee bit here. Soybean oil down a quarter penny, and palm oil is down 40 ringgits. Crude oil is up just slightly, and the wheats are basically unchanged, and corn is down a penny and a half. Canadian dollar is flat from yesterday, basically. So let's just have a look at the canola. Some pretty good little weight back up here. So really good day yesterday, or day before yesterday, and then a bit of a pause yesterday, and we're trading right at the same kind of area. Now between that 38.2 retracement value, but below the long-term 200-day moving average and the 50% retracement as well. And you're kind of mid-range when you look at the stochastics here as well. But when you look at the November canola, it looks like you've got a little bit more support. So November canola is actually maybe getting a little bit encouraged over the front month, it seems. And yet, it's still a long ways to go. There's still an inverse there. Rapeseed, 161. I believe yesterday was 172, so there's a bit of slippage there. and that's what we kind of need. We need canola to keep rallying against rapeseed, and then we'll find some rationing of the demand. Yeah, it needs to happen at some point here. So rapeseed, you can see that it's made a couple waves, but it's got a nice little trend here as well. It's still going up, even though it was down a little bit. Soybean oil has been basically just trying to trade around that 61.8 retracement value, and with a limit rate at the 78.6 as well. So and the moving average is trailing behind it, but looks like it's basically making maybe a pendant flag formation, but we'll see if we can break out of that. Hopefully it's that way, but it's not looking like a upward pendant at the moment. Palm oil. Back down to 50% retracement from its highs and below some of the moving averages. So it's looking for some support here. Crude oil, a few days down, basically bouncing off the 78.6 and pulled off on some of the relative strength index here as well. Soybeans, really good day yesterday as well, and trading up here. So but kind of got a limit at its 78.6 retracement value. So we'll see if that's going to stop it, or is corn going to keep pulling it along. Canadian dollar, yesterday's trade and the day before, that big whipsaw with the talk of the tariff the night before, and a little bit calmer after that, as it was tariff for February 1st, a little bit of a retrieve in time. So just looking back at the dollar, you can say we're basically in this sideways trade since middle of December until now. Let's have a look at wheat. What happened to wheat? Look at that length of candle. We haven't had that kind of length in a candle in wheat, at least not on this screen. So quite optimistic. But when I start looking at where previous highs were made and even retracement values, we got a little ways to go for me to get extreme bullish. Like this would be the next. We beat these areas here with this candle today or yesterday, but we have to get above $6.10, and then I'm thinking the next layer is way up here at 640. So are we bullish? It's not making really higher highs as of right now, but I'm liking the trend. So just looking at it a little bit closer, that's the move that we saw yesterday, and the carry going all the way out into December, 652, and so there's 50 cents of carry, or nearly 50 cents carry to get you to new crop. If there's opportunities there to get up to that $7 mark, it would be great to get some more cash grain sold or futures only up there. Chicago wheat, same kind of candle, crossed over. It's the 23.6, but you've got overheads here that are going to have to get beat. 570 and then 575 kind of range. Here's your hard red winter, and it actually got all the way back to November kind of highs. So good thing there, and probably looking all the way back up to 590 before the next level or hurdle for it to cross over. Milling wheat, not doing the same kind of thing, but it's actually took itself out of that slide that it was doing there. So good thing yesterday as well. I think the North American market maybe supported it. But I think this is where all the support is coming from. This here, and the funds are just pushing into this market and constantly getting longer as other analysts have been talking. And you can see this length, and it's a pretty good move on corn to get back to 488 even. And if this continues, you can see, $5 is in the cards, and you can see that 540 is in the cards as well. And we're not far from those values that we've seen current or earlier this year. And that's all I have for you today.